Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and this is my channel, Creatively Erica. And I'm so glad that you're here watching this video because today you guys are in for a special treat. We are going to be trying some of TeckWrap's color changing vinyl. Alright guys, I am super excited to jump into this craft, so let's get started. So really quick before we jump into the craft, I just wanted to show you guys all of these super cool goodies that TeckWrap actually sent me. So they sent me this really cool, it's like an accessory pouch, but it's like holographic. So I think that is super cool. So they sent me a squeegee and I love that it matches all of my stuff. And then they also sent me, it looks like a pair of super fine point tweezers and they're ombre. They are gorgeous. And then it looks like they also included a refill for their weeding pen, which looks like is also in here. I love these things. I got one of these a couple years ago. I still use it all the time. But this one is much cooler than the one I have. The one that I have is just a plain black one. So this is definitely an upgrade. But look at this gorgeous pink iridescent glitter. And the rest of the pen is in this like rose gold finish. Super pretty. Now hopefully you guys can see that. So it looks like a pen, but if you look really closely, there is a super fine point tip on there. And this makes it super easy to weed out vinyl for your projects. So that's what this was over here. This is just a refill. So once the tip in this gets a little dull, after I've used it a million times, then I can just pop this in there just like I would a normal pen. So I really appreciate that. They also sent me a standard grip cutting mat. So you can never have enough cutting mats. I definitely appreciate this. We'll definitely be using this also. And then here is the fun good stuff. So they sent me this really pretty, it looks like foily metallic craft vinyl, and it's like green polka dots. Hopefully you guys can see that. So pretty. And then they also sent me the same type of vinyl but in black. And one thing I have bought continuously over the years from TeckWrap is their opal and iridescent and holographic vinyls. So when I saw that they sent me a couple different opal vinyls, I was stoked. And these are some of their patterned opal iridescent vinyls. And while I'm actually not using these vinyls in today's video, I just had to show you guys this. So let me actually take this one out of the package because you guys have to see this. So let me just undo this a little bit just to show you guys how beautiful this vinyl is. But then if you look really close, you'll notice that there is a rose pattern design in this vinyl. And when you kind of tilt it a certain way, you'll kind of see how it's like holographic. So I think that is just so pretty. I cannot get over that. So we are not using these opal vinyls in today's video, but I will be using this in another video in the future. And then they also sent me, it's like the same type of opal iridescent, but in leopard print. You guys know how much I love my leopard print. So look at this vinyl. So gorgeous. And this is like super high quality vinyl, you guys. Like I said, I have always gone to TeckWrap for all of like the specialty vinyls, like opal, iridescent, holographic, metallic, glitter, even like specialty like HTV vinyls. All of their specialty vinyls just blow me away. But look at how beautiful that is. I just can't get over that. And then this is the last iridescent vinyl that they sent me in this box. And this is the peach leopard. Hopefully you guys can see why. It kind of like shifts between like yellow and orange and pink and kind of has just like peachy vibes to it. And then just like the other one, the leopard spots are also holographic. So love this one as well. Super gorgeous. But the vinyl that we're actually going to be using in today's video are these 3 vinyls right here, and these are some of their color changing vinyls. So these are the vinyls that we're going to be using in today's tutorial, and I'm actually not going to go into detail right now and take these out of the package and show you guys these in depth, because this vinyl speaks for itself and you guys will see what I mean once we're done with our project. All right, so I'm ready to get started, so let's jump into it. All right, guys, so for this craft, you're going to need a few things. You're obviously going to need your TeckWrap color changing vinyl. You're going to need your blanks that you're going to be putting your vinyl on. So for today's video, we are going to be using these Libby beer can glasses. I did want to mention that TeckWrap also sells these in a couple different sizes, so definitely go check those out. And I'm also going to be using this color changing cold cup that I also got online. And just like whenever you cut any other type of vinyl, you're also going to need your cutting mat, which in today's case, I'm going to be using TeckWrap's standard grip mat they sent me. And you're also going to need your basic tools. And I'm going to be using Cricut Design Space to actually design and cut out my vinyl. So I'm also going to have my MacBook over here on standby, along with my Cricut, which I will go ahead and open up. And as always, you guys, I will be sure to link all the supplies that I'm using in today's video down in the video description for you guys. And the best part about these TeckWrap supply links is that when you go to buy a supply through one of my links and you type in Erica10 at checkout, you will get 10% off. And we'll go ahead and open up a blank canvas in Cricut Design Space so we can start designing our project. All right, guys, so we are on Cricut Design Space and we're going to go ahead and come over here and open a new blank canvas so that we can design our project. So first, I know that for one of the cups, I want to put stars on it. So I'm just going to come over here to shapes, and they already have 2 different stars that I can choose from. And I personally like these stars better. So we're going to be doing some of these. And I don't want my biggest star to be bigger than about there. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this star. And then I'm going to duplicate both. And then we'll duplicate one more. And then I'm going to duplicate one to resize it because I want some smaller ones also. And then I've duplicated 2 more of those big ones, but one of them I'm going to change the color of it just so I can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to shrink it a little bit. And I'm going to kind of fit it in this star. And you guys will see why in just a second. And I like that. So now I'm going to select both of these, and then I'm going to slice it because I just want this star outline. So now I have just like this outline of a star, and I'm going to shrink that just a tiny bit so that it's kind of in between that small one and that bigger one. And we'll duplicate this one. And just like with the other stars, I'm just going to duplicate a few more. Okay, so as you can see, I've left a space in between these stars because I'm actually going to do these stars in a different color. So I just want a little space there so that that gives me a little wiggle room so I can put 2 different pieces of vinyl on the mat and cut it all at once. So now I'm just going to hit make it, and then we will cut out our vinyl and put it on our mat and load it into our Cricut. So I'm just going to hit continue. Okay, and then I'm just going to select premium vinyl. And I always, whenever I do any type of like specialty vinyl from TeckWrap, I just like to do the more pressure just so I can make sure it cuts it all the way through. And now we are ready to put our vinyl on our mat and load that mat into our Cricut so that we can cut out our vinyl. All right, guys, now we are ready to put our vinyl onto our mat. So I'm just going to open up this vinyl now. And I will say I love how TeckWrap packages their vinyl. I know that when I get it, it's not going to be damaged at all. And the thing that I probably love the most about how TeckWrap packages their vinyl is that all of their vinyl comes with a clear film on top. So I don't ever take this off until I am ready to cut it out. So I will actually cut out what I need and put it on my mat, and then I will take the film off. But I love that they do this because a lot of other companies don't do this. And when you order a lot of vinyl online like I do, if it doesn't have a film or packaging around it, especially with like specialty craft vinyl, because a lot of it is like iridescent, holographic, foil, metallic. So typically when a lot of other companies package it up, it gets like really scratched up and scuffed, or you'll see fingerprints all over it. So I just really appreciate that TeckWrap puts this clear film over their vinyl to protect my vinyl up until the moment I am ready to cut it out. All right, so now that I have it on, before I remove the protective layer, I go ahead and take my squeegee and just really make sure that that vinyl is adhered to my mat. And then we are ready to take this protective film off. So I'll go ahead and use these handy dandy fine point tweezers that they sent me. So for the first cup, we are going to be using 2 different vinyls. So this one is the cold color changing vinyl, and this one is just regular white vinyl. Okay, so now we are ready to load this into our Cricut and cut out our design. All right, so now we're ready to unload our mat and weed out our vinyl. And now I get to show off this weeding pen. So I just poke the corner, and this may be hard to see because this vinyl is like a clear vinyl. So now I just need to weed out the middles of these stars, and then we'll move on to that second color. And then we're gonna weed out this next one. Look how easy. And before I am ready to put any vinyl on any project, I always use some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel to just clean the surface really well before putting any vinyl down. That way I know it's going to adhere well. We're making sure that there's no dust, fingerprints, or residue. Okay, so I think for this part I will also use the fine point tweezers again, just because it is so easy to peel the vinyl off with these tweezers. All right, so here is my plain white vinyl stars that I have on my cold cup. So now I am ready to add my color changing cold vinyl. So there is one of the stars up close. Hopefully you guys can see it. So it does have a slight white tint to it, but it is kind of clear for the most part, but it's not quite as white as the other one. As you can see, it is more clear. So I'm just going to put these stars all over my cup, and it might be a little hard for you to see some of these, but you guys will be able to see them in the end, I promise. All right guys, so I have all of my stars on my cold cup now. So now I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna work on our next cup. So I have a new blank canvas open, so now we are ready to do our second design. And for this one, I'm actually going to go to images, and I'm just going to search leopard spots. And I just want some leopard print, and I really like this one. So I'm going to add this to the canvas, and I'm going to stretch this, and now we are ready to cut this out. So I'm just going to hit make and continue, And just like before, we're gonna hit premium vinyl and we're going to change our pressure from default to more. So moving right along to our next vinyl that we're going to be cutting out. So this is another color changing vinyl, but unlike the previous one that we just used, this one isn't like a clear or translucent color changing vinyl. This one is obviously this gorgeous like neon pink, and you guys will see what this changes to later. And make sure that this vinyl is really adhered to our cutting mat. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and peel off that protective film. So now I'm using the Libby beer can glass. So same as before, I'm just taking some rubbing alcohol and rubbing the outside really well before we put on our vinyl. And I'm just going to, again, use the tweezers. So I have my second cup done. So now we are going to be moving on to the third and final color changing vinyl. And this is another clear one, so you guys might have a hard time seeing this one. So I have a new blank canvas open here. So again, I'm just going to go to images and I'm just going to type in Daisy, see what comes up. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. I kind of like that it has like a design around the circle. I think I'm going to go with that one. So I'm going to hit add to canvas, and then I'm just going to shrink this down to the size that I need. And then I'm just going to hit duplicate, select both, duplicate again. And then I'm going to do shapes, and you will see why in just a second. So I'm going to hit circle. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to take my circle and shrink it down, because I'm actually going to be using a different vinyl for these centers of these flowers. So I just want to make sure I get the right size here. Okay, that's pretty close. So now I'm going to zoom back out so we can kind of see what we're doing here. Okay, so now I'm ready to hit make it and continue. And again, I'm going to choose premium vinyl and set the pressure to more. And once again, we are ready to put our vinyl onto our mat and then load our mat into our Cricut to cut out our design. And again, I'm going to scrape my squeegee across the vinyl to make sure it is on extremely well. And then I can take the protective film off. All right guys, so for the last time, we are ready to weed out our vinyl. So I have my mat upside down here just to make it a little bit easier to weed out. And again, I apologize if you guys can't see this very well because it is clear. All right guys, so now that I have the little flowers weeded out, now I'm going to take out the middles of these flowers because I'm going to be using the other vinyl here. Look how easily this weeding pen just picks it all up. Okay, now let's weed out our other flower centers in this plain adhesive yellow vinyl. And now I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm just going to lay these yellow centers in the middle of our flowers. And now we are ready to put our vinyls onto our cup. So again, I'm going to take that paper towel with rubbing alcohol on it and just really wipe down the outside of the cup. Okay, and I am actually going to be using some transfer tape since each one of these petals is a individual piece. It's just gonna make it a little bit easier for me. Okay, so we are just going to flip it over, peel off the backing, and there you will see our design. You can kind of see that clear vinyl there with the yellow center. So I'm just going to put my flower on, rub it on really good, and then we should be able to carefully peel off the transfer tape. And there it is. You guys can probably barely see that. All right guys, so there is our final glass. So now for the super fun part, and I get to show you guys the color changing effects of this vinyl. Guys, and now for the moment you have all been waiting for. So I'm just going to add some ice to all these cups, and then we're gonna be pouring some cold water. So this one I just did because 4th of July is around the corner. So hopefully you guys can see. It looks a little bit lighter in person than it does on camera, I think. But I just wanted like a red, white, and blue cup. So this cup started out as light blue and it kind of shifted to a darker blue. And then my color changing vinyl went from clear to red. And then these big stars were just regular white adhesive vinyl. But how cool is that? So it just changes color with cold water added. So here you can see the exact spot where the water stops at the top because that flower like cut off right there. But if I tilt that cold water on top, watch. So as you can see, that color shift happens pretty fast. But look how adorable our little orange daisies are. So cute, so vibrant. And then this one has to be my favorite, the neon pink, and then look at that bright purple. Look how gorgeous that is. And watch this. If I put my warm hand on the spots for a second, it starts warming them back up. How cool is that? Now I have lots of water to drink. All right guys, and before I end today's video, I just want to take a second to say thank you again to TeckWrap for sponsoring this video, sending me all of those goodies. I had so much fun trying out this color changing vinyl, and that's where I'm gonna leave you guys today. So hopefully you liked today's video. If you did like it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Let me know if you've tried TeckWrapCraft vinyl before, and also which cup was your favorite. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other of my crafting tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.